Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, put your hands together for Amin Elhassan, everybody!
What's good, brother? How's it going?
I see you over there. That's my guy.
You got your own audience. That's amazing.
Amin is just pointing at his cats like, yo, what's good?
$50 million, boys, to get you a nice little in-studio audience.
Wait a minute, did each of you get $50 million?
I'm operating under those conditions, those circumstances.
Okay.
My credit card
I'm reading the fine print. I'm just looking.
My credit card company might be
in your bank account, just waiting.
Not even, man. We out here charging everything. Like, I got it. You read the
Put
news.
it on my tab.
Yo,
we don't know who you are, sir.
You take Dogecoin? Yeah, I know. You better.
They should have gave you 50 million in Dogecoin because it already 100 million. Well, let's talk a little bit about. Maybe you don't get as much opportunity to talk about this when you're on with Dan Le Batard, but big soccer fan. You're a PSG fan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, man. So this is the disclaimer I give everybody. I'm from another country, so that automatically means I trump any American soccer knowledge. I don't care if you out here giving me the history of everything. Like, yo, are you from here? All right, then just sit down. let the pros take over. So
fun thing to say on a show with two Americans.
You know what, man? It's all right. I'll take the lead today. I'll be the lead Cooligan. But no, I'm from Sudan originally. I moved to the United States when I was a baby, and then I moved back to Sudan when I was 8. So between 8 and 14, I lived in Sudan, and so obviously soccer's the soccer's king over there, and so I was deep in it. I was heavy in it. And then I came back to the United States. And when I'm finishing up high school, like, I would say I was an average player in Sudan. I came back to America, and it was like the next coming. So I was just out here messing around. And at that point, I'd already my heart had started to drift towards basketball, loving basketball more. But it was just so easy that, like, I was like, oh, I'll just do this. So I played high school and, won a couple of city championships, no big whoop,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a light work.
Hitting us with the Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in one game, it's all good.
I mean, telling us he balling at the Rucker without saying he balling at the Rucker.
But when I graduated high school, my parents actually moved to Paris. And so I never lived there, but I would go visit. Right. And that's when kind of like, oh, PSG, all right, that's the team. I like the colors. Like, all right, I kind of like follow it a little bit. And then in 98, they got my favorite player, JJ Okocha. So once that happened, I was all in. And actually, if you give me 1 second, I think I have the jersey right here.
Oh, go for it.
I could have just brought out my JJ Okocha jersey,
We all have JJ Okocha jerseys.
Everybody's supposed to have a JJ Okocha jersey, or else you ain't really a soccer fan.
So right here, there it is. The Opel with the Okocha on the back. And the number is not here because the day I went to go get the jersey from the original the store, they were all sold out of the Okocha jerseys. They had the Okocha nameplates. They didn't have any number 10s, though. So I have a very limited edition Nike. This is like the first dry fit jersey ever. I think that was the first time they dropped it. And
that's dope. It's been. I play against JJ Okocha in FIFA Ultimate Team. They're always kicking my ass when people have his icon. I'm like, yo, chill.
You're like, ain't this man in his 50s? Why is he doing this to me?
That dude's nice though, man.
Let's do this. Power through another week. We are.
Why do you sound so tortured?
Okay, this pandemic is getting to me. You know what I'm saying?
We need the stimmy to get here, or the vaccine. I don't know what we're calling the vaccination, but let's go.
Okay, well, look, this is where you come get the new hip slang that all the kids are using. All right. PSG, we just saw them play in the first leg of the semifinal against Manchester City in Champions League. Let's get the game. As we're recording this, the game just happened. What are your thoughts? They lost 2-1.
Yeah, so it's funny. my friend Gino, who hooked us all up together, was texting me like, "Hey, they're gonna be ready for you in like 10 minutes." I'm like, "Well, this game still got some time left over here." I gotta go back and apologize to her because I'm pretty sure the tone wasn't. It was that stress tone of like, I think the red card had just been flashed, and I was just kind of like stressed about it because the first half was beautiful, man. Ball control and out here like one touch passes, and Man City just looked lost, and Pep Guardiola's over there losing his mind. I'm like, oh, we got these boys.
You were putting the pressure on them too. Man. It was wild.
And a beautiful goal. How about that from my man Marquinhos? But then the second half, it's just I don't know what the hell happened to them at halftime, but it came out and it was just a different game, and both of those goals felt like incredibly sloppy.
That first one especially, man.
You know, it's just like, what are we doing here? We're just watching. Well, even the second one, because it happened because my man jumped sideways. Like you a wall. That's why everyone was so pissed, because like you can't jump like this.
Yeah. So people they get mad at Ronaldo for that exact thing because he gets like afraid of the ball. I'm like, yo, that's your one job.
That's your job.
I'm an Arsenal fan, and I will go on record as saying, look, it is what it is, right? My family moved to Paris, but I'm kidding. But I will go on record as saying every time someone does that in the wall, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? But facts, if I was in the wall, I'd be like, no. Yeah. So like I low key understand it at the same time.
Yeah, no, but that's the point, right? The point is me and you and Christian, we're here. Yeah. We're not there. If I was there, getting paid with it, then I'd have to deal with it. But I ain't got paid that, so I ain't got to deal with it.
Yeah, we're not making Dan Le Batard money. So
there was one time
I was the ball wherever you want.
I was playing pickup in Park Slope, and for some reason I was like, you know what? Let me bring my GoPro, hang it up on the cage. I'm like, yo, it might be fun to see how I play, try to make some improvement, watch it back for the analysis. Right. Yeah. Yo, I got rocked in the head with the ball. So I have this footage of me just trying to defend, somebody just trying to make a pass. And yo, it felt like the when I watched it back on video, I'm like, it didn't look as bad. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I got rocked on the side of the ear. I'm like, there's just so many risks, especially being on a wall. I mean, being on a firing line, you have to have courage. You got to get the craziest dudes to be on that wall. You can't have the pretty players on there.
No, absolutely not. And
just for marketing reasons.
Another reason why I can't be bold to talk about, you should do this, you do that. The last two times I played soccer, which was really the last two times I did anything sports related. I'm old, so I'm kind of retired, but I came out of retirement a couple of years ago. I played in Steve Nash's charity soccer game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And within, I want to say, a strong 15 minutes, I had sprained my ankle, I had a massive back spasm, and then I also tore a muscle in my chest called the serratus or the serratus muscle or something. It's under the pec. And so anytime I sneezed or coughed or did anything, it was immense pain. So I was
You tore your titty? What?
I tore under my titty. The side boob. I tore the side
also
boob.
on record as saying, you don't play soccer the right way if you're tearing something near the titty.
Like my body was just saying, what are we doing? Because I literally just rolled off the couch. Like, I'm going to do this. I'm good, right? So I end up, I'm retired. I'm not playing anymore, not pickup ball, nothing. I'm just chilling. Because all I could think of was like 24 hours ago, I was happy. I was sitting on the couch watching TV, like I was
sneezing however I wanted.
Yeah, and now it's like everything is in pain. Like, why did I do this? Why did I have these flights of fancy, like the delusions of a far gone time? So then I said, I'm done. My girl Jenny Miller, who runs the Steve Nash Foundation, the next time around says, you gotta come, you gotta play. It's in LA this year. You don't even have to come to New York. So I'm like, you know what? I will, but this time I'm gonna train. Right. So I'm out here stretching every day and I'm getting a little cardio or whatever. I get to game day. They have an on-site trainer. So I'm like, this is what I'm going to do in between, because it's like 7-on-7. It's short field and like a bunch of games. Right. So I said, in between games, I'm going to go see the trainer, no matter how I feel, stretch my hammies out, make sure I'm good. So I get through like 5 games. And I feel great. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I'm not overextending. I'm playing well. I'm scoring goals. I'm not playing like I used to, but I feel not hurt. So that's
Right.
like a win for me. It's the quarterfinal of this tournament. No, semifinal. It's a semifinal of the tournament. Now, we're down to like 8 guys because one of the older guys, he was done, right? So we're down to 8 guys. I said, I'll start because I know I'm done. Like I could feel my body saying, okay, we had a good day. Quit while you're ahead. So I said, I'll start and then I'll sub out. Maybe like 3 minutes in. The ball goes this way. I'm jogging lightly. The ball goes back this way. I turn around and jog lightly backward. And my body's, whoa, no one said anything about change of direction. Fall, land on my thumb, tear my ulnar collateral ligament. I don't know if you guys can see that right there.
I never even heard of that injury.
It's the same injury that Drew Brees had at like the damn near same time. Drew Brees came back 3 weeks later and played American NFL football, and it took me like 4 months to be able to write.
To sign a check or whatever.
You're signing checks with like a pen between both your hands.
No, I was just doing X, like the illiterates do. Just
So
grab
kid's
the-
like, can I have your autograph? And you're like, I'm going to say no. I feel bad.
But
Sure thing, kid.
I use my feet if you'll take it.
Yeah, help me take my sock off so I can hold this Sharpie with my big toe. You being a PSG fan, glad you're not on PSG, but what do you think about the second leg? And what the hell's happening with Ligue 1?
So, glass half full, it started a lot worse. Like where we are now is like a huge turnaround from where we were earlier in the season. And so the fact that we're, within striking distance of the top spot in the French league is incredible. The fact that we're in the semifinals of the Champions League is incredible. And by the way, I feel like everybody should be kissing our ass. Because when every one of these other clubs was running to be Super League this, Super League that, we put our foot down and said, no, this isn't right. And we shamed all those British clubs, and now these Premier League clubs are like, oh, no, our fans are... No, they forgot about their fans. Don't let it get twisted. They forgot about their fans. They thought their fans wouldn't care. And then once they figured out everybody did care, then they try to come back with their tail between the legs. So if anything, PSG is having a great April. How about that?
I will say this. When PSG doesn't think it's a good idea, it's probably not a good idea. Their bar is set a little lower than everyone else. But also, let's shine the credit where it may. Don't they also own beIN Sport, which has the Champions League contract?
No.
And
What are
isn't
you
the next
doing?
World Cup in Qatar, which is owned by the Qataris, and the players wouldn't be allowed to play in the World Cup? So, I mean...
No. Look, what are you doing? What is all this extra, conspiracy theorist QAnon stuff, man? They care about us fans. That's all that matters.
Yeah, Alexis has the red strings on a board, and he's doing all this shit.
He's like Charlie in Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Carol!
Hey guys, I'm Reggie Cannon, and I just kicked it with the Cooligans.
Who is the PSG of the NBA?
Oh, that's a good question. Who would be?
Because I have a feeling like it changes every year. It was kind of maybe the Lakers for a little bit, where people kind of want to go. They got the big names.
But then the Lakers, not they're too successful, right? Like you got to be good, but not great, but also like a destination. So not the Knicks, like somewhere that's kind of more destination driven. Not yet, exactly.
Not yet.
I bet you really love that whole Zion thing, huh?
Well, the fact that he wants to come to the Knicks?
He loves New York. He loves MSG.
The big smile.
Buddy, I was said, I don't know what you print out, but put that on a rafter. Put that in the rafters. That's good enough for me. We'll have a parade.
They did
Zion
that.
flirting with New York.
Right next to the championship banner, and then there's that time that Zion said.
When he went under that clip, it's a bunch of people using the clip from Uncut Gems of Kevin Garnett. Like, why would you show it to me if I can't have it? Like, that's what it felt like. Why are you teasing me like this, Zion?
All right, so I want to answer the question. The PSG. See, the problem is
it the Bucks?
No, because it's not a glamour destination. Like
Yeah.
Paris is a glamour destination, man. Like people.
So then that only leaves New York or L.A.
Yeah, or Miami. But the problem is, maybe it's the Clippers. Maybe they're the Clippers. Like modern Clippers, not like historic Clippers. Like successful. Like they're not the Sacramento Kings or the Phoenix Suns. Like they're used to success, but maybe not like this crazy success of like a Lakers franchise or the Miami Heat or somewhere like that.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe somewhere between Clippers and Lakers. If there was a third LA team, that's what PSG would be.
You know what? We need a third one. Let's get one. Play in the same building.
Kroenke, move a team to
LA. We have a couple questions from our fans, our supporters group. They're called the Gully Squad. We keep a gully out in New York. You know how we do. But Nick Lagerin, he had asked, who is crazier, Stugotz or Papi?
Crazy comes in a lot of different flavors, right?
Sure.
Now, Papi, for both of them, I should say, for both of them, there is an element of the camera's on, so I'm playing it up for the camera. But then both of them, when the cameras go off, they're still a little crazy anyway. I'm going to give the edge to Stugotz now because Papi he's slowing down. He's become a lot calmer, as he's kind of become into that ripe old age of retirement. His come few and far between as far as his real fits of rage. Stugotz is crazy because in addition to the craziness, you got to add the lying to it. And that part
the sheer irresponsibility.
And that part isn't just for the cameras. That part, I can tell you, that happens on camera, off camera, mic on, mic off. Stugotz is a liar. He's lied to me. That's how you know you're in. Like if you've been lied to by Stugotz about something that's potentially life-changing. Stugotz told me he was going to do a radio show with me. and said we're going to do it and it's going to be on Sundays. We'll call it this. And don't worry, I'll negotiate your rate for you so you don't have to get the regular rate. And I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. And then I didn't hear anything. I'm just figuring they're still negotiating. And then one day I look up and Stugotz and Mike Golick Jr. have a show called Weekend Observations. And I just I guess.
When do I come in?
Yeah. Here's an observation. Dad, Amin just got screwed over.
Hi, I'm Trinity Rodman, and I just kicked it with the Cooligans.
I'm a massive Knicks fan. One of my biggest fears as a Knicks fan was this trade window, okay? Because wow, I was like, please don't do it. Please don't do it, Knicks. Don't let Dolan anywhere near the phone.
don't be Knicks. Don't nick it up.
Please don't be Knicks, right? Not that we could have won with Mozgov and Danilo Gallinari, but still we shouldn't have gotten rid of everything. But anyway, what is the next move? You're the GM, and by the way, you have a career in the NBA. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you were the assistant director of basketball operations for the Phoenix Suns. So you're the smartest person for us to talk about when it comes to this, which goes to show how little people we know in the NBA. What should the Knicks do? Because I'm gathering the feeling that RJ Barrett is becoming the sharpshooter that can be the number 2 to a Julius Randle. So what exactly do we need at this point?
Yeah, so my buddy Elite, the producer, who's a producer for Dreamville, he alerted me to the existence of a Twitter account called @RJBarrettStats. Because all it is just an account that's devoted to RJ Barrett and how well he's shooting and video and all that. But the place where the Knicks are right now is a place that is a danger zone a little bit because you've been bad for so long, and now you're actually decent, trending towards good. There's an impulse to throw a lot of money at it in an effort to be great. And a lot of times that can set you back. Look at Philadelphia. They were bad for so long. And then that first year they made the playoffs with Embiid and Simmons and Bellinelli and Ilyasova and all those guys. And it was like, all right, this is a nice formula. And then they ended up just swinging for the fences wildly. And it kind of put them in this disappointment zone, if you will. The Knicks what they need to do right now is, try and keep this group together, right? You got Julius Randle, whose contract, I believe, expires this summer. You got RJ Barrett still under contract. Quickly, Mitchell Robinson, whenever he comes back, you might want to...
the steal of the draft.
Yeah, so you got a nice young core. See where it goes, right? And then add things that are strategic that fit within the timeline of who you are and also the needs, right? Now, if Kawhi Leonard opts out and says, I want to be a Knick, obviously you don't say no to that, right? You don't say no. This guy's an elite player. But the problems never come there. The problems come where you go chasing for someone who's okay, but not elite. And those are the contracts you want to stay away from.
Why would you say that about Bradley Beal? You know,
but Bradley Beal fits again, and he's under contract. That's a good thing, right? The bad thing is where you go out and give a new contract. Like, so this won't happen, but like, here's a bunch of money to Andre Drummond. Why? Because he was the best available free agent after everything else shook out. You don't want to do that. You want to build slowly, and then the other thing they have at their disposal is a zillion picks, right? We're in a
which is trade bait.
Exactly. So we're at a time where 4 teams control most of the trade market, which is the Knicks, the Pelicans, the Thunder, and the Rockets, right? Those 4 teams have a zillion future first-round picks, and everyone else is kind of struggling, basically, because if you traded your pick this year, you can't trade your pick next year. So because of that, there's an appetite for these picks on the market. If you're the Knicks, you might be able to poach some good players with decent contracts that fit into your vision using those picks. So I think a slow and steady measured response is what the Knicks need to this season, which, of course, they have a long history of being slow, steady, and measured, right?
Yeah. It's the least Knicks thing to do.
Okay, so the next question has to be, how far do we plan out? How do we court Zion? What are we doing right now?
we made that mistake with LeBron, though.
So the Zion thing, here's the interesting thing about Zion. In the history of the NBA, since we've been doing these rookie deals and having an extension at the end of the deal, there has never been a player who's turned down the rookie extension, right? That's never happened. Another reason why a player who's offered that, beyond like, hey, this is a lot of money, I'm not going to turn this down. Another reason is they added this new thing, where you can get a supermax at the end of your rookie extension, only if you've been with your team that whole time, the team that drafted you. The only loophole there is if you get traded in the first 4 years of your deal. So if you're the Knicks and you want Zion, it's 1 of 2 times, 2 windows. Window number 1 is you just wait until he signs his rookie extension, and at the end of that, 3 years or 4 years, whatever he signs, then you go get him then. Or you can do what the Mavericks did with Porzingis, and you go get him right now. You get him before his rookie deal is up. And as long as New Orleans is not doing well, I believe that opportunity is open in the same way that when Porzingis was a rookie or second-year player, we were like, no chance, this guy's a Knick for life. But a lot can happen in 4 years, especially if the team isn't winning. So there are 2 windows of time, I think. one is in the next 2 years, and 2 is 5, 6, 7 years from now.
Okay.
Well, I hope that, as much as Porzingis wanted out, Zion wants out, and please come to New York. And I also want to give a shout out to my buddy who has a plan to book Dolan's blues group across the entire country.
JD
so that
and the straight shot, ladies and gentlemen. You
So
say their name.
Dude, this has been absolutely incredible.
Amin Elhassan, thank you so much for joining us, man. Absolutely honored. Look, we are both huge fans.
We fixed PSG, we fixed the Knicks, we fixed the Super League. I mean, it's incredible.
We didn't even get it. I wanted to, we got to get you back on because, you were the announcer during Andrew Schultz versus Jay Williams 1v1. Right. That was just a legendary moment. In
the
all our lives. And Jay Williams plays soccer. He plays in the league that I play in. Okay,
he's from Jersey. Is he good?
What happened?
Is he good?
He's all right. He plays like a basketball player.
His girl's great though, right? His girl or his sister? Somebody plays on the team. That's amazing.
So a lot of overlap. But I mean, thank you so much for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to let people know about before we sign off?
Absolutely. So Metalark.
Where are you
Media-
buying drinks with this new contract of yours?
Oh man, where have I been buying drinks? No, Meadowlark Media, Dan Le Batard Show podcast. Download that. I'm on every once in a while. There's going to be more content that's coming out through the Le Batard and Friends feed, so we definitely have that. Meanwhile, I also have my podcast that I do with my buddy Zach Harper called Cinephobe. This is the podcast where we review bad movies or movies poorly rated on Rotten Tomatoes, and we try to figure out whether they're accurately poorly rated or maybe they didn't get a fair shake. Cinephobe, wherever you get podcasts. And then if you're a SiriusXM subscriber, I'm on SiriusXM NBA Radio, 10 to 1 on Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So check all those things out.
Amazing work. Yes, please follow Darth Amin on Twitter. Again, just funny and informative, everything, bro. He does it all.
Also, now we have a place to stay in Paris when we go out to celebrate PSG because now we're vaccinated. We're allowed to go.
They don't live there anymore. So, sadly.
So now we're going to move on to the Golasso GIF. It's becoming tradition on our show. If you had to celebrate a goal, we're going to make a GIF out of it. Alexis, you want to give him a scenario?
Yeah, this is for some strange reason. It's the Champions League final, and PSG has too many injured players, so they bring you on to sit on the bench. The physios have said, yeah, everything is cured. Your titty is cured. Your hand is cured. You can play. You walk in the 95th minute and you put head to ball on a corner from Neymar and you score the Champions League winning goal. How do you celebrate?
First of all, I wouldn't do it with a header. I would catch with the trap with the chest, and then I bicycle kick it because I'm a guy with flair and pizzazz. If the physio telling me I'm okay, right? Second of all, believe it or not, I've had this fantasy for years, and it's changed. It's changed over time. You watch and see other people do stuff like, ooh, I got to incorporate some of that. So the latest one that I've had was that I would run to the sideline, and one of my teammates who's on the sideline would throw me a phone, and then I would pan him. I'll just do it. Like, yeah, no, I just scored. No, it just happened right now. No, turn on your TV right now. Okay, you're not buying TV. Hold on. I'll FaceTime you. All right, you see the big screen board behind me?
Yeah,
you see the button right now? That's me. I did it. And then I throw the phone at my buddy.
Love it. Just hit him with I did that.
I did that. Look at me. I did this to you. That was
just tells me on the other end of that phone call is a dude from New York being like, no, you didn't. Shut up. Yo, dead ass, you scored? You're like, oh, for real.
The funniest thing is, look at me, I did this to you, was a prior fantasy. That was one where I beat everybody, and then because I've done this before in pickup, where the keeper comes out, and then I act like I'm shooting, and I pull it back, and then come back and I score. And my thing was as he lies dejected face down, because it's the 95th minute, I would pick his head up and say, "Look at me, I did this to you."
Yeah.
And then Robert.
I go with who do you think you are? I am.
This could be like a mean soccer erotica. It is so clear and defined. Why?
Oh yeah, man.
I don't know why he went there, but I'm glad he did.
I grabbed the corner flag and I used it as a microphone, and the other guys are behind me dancing like the Temptations. I'll tell you, I've got 100 of these.
This is incredible. Yeah. Dude, I mean, we have to get you back on here, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Thank you so much for joining us. And a reminder, everybody, follow us at Fubo Sports and subscribe to the Fubo Sports YouTube channel. Follow at Soccer Cooligans on all social channels as well. So let us wrap the show the way we normally do, as is tradition. Amin, please join us in this as well. So for Amin Elhassan, my name is Christian Polanco.
I'm Alexis Guerreros.
And together, what are we?
The Cooligans! That's right. I did it right now. I just did the show.